folks. Everyone's already here. What's up, Darren, Kelly, Deanna, and Nino? How are you all doing? Bud? Yeah, Deanna's asking what's new. There's a few things that are new. Not a whole lot. I've been clearing the sage out on my land. And some people from Slabs, who also bought land up here, just showed up for the season. So I've got some people I know to hang out with, and they're right down the road from me. So that's cool. Let me fucking adjust this the way it should be, so it isn't all silly. Hey, what's up, Bobo? Hey, Kelly. I got this. Give me a second. I should have done this sooner. I'm a terrible YouTuber. You should just fire me. Is Mac there? No, not yet. But Caveman is. So, yeah, I've got some people I know that are here. Everyone has Memorial Weekend thing. I'm spending it in the Redwood Forest. Redwoods are beautiful. You're up there in either California or Oregon, because they stretch into both. Yeah. I won't believe what happened. I mean, I might. I could believe some weird ass shit. But no, Mac's not here yet. But I got some neighbors I know, and they brought a bunch of building materials. So, you know, maybe I can get some help with my land, and I can help them with theirs. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, the redwoods are beautiful, dude. Like Mr. and Sammy. I don't know, adventures. What do I call you? I call you Sammy, but I don't know if it's like the Mr. or the Sammy I'm talking to. It's so confusing in those couple accounts. I mean, I get it. I am smoking on some Gorilla Glue. I broke down while trying to go to those petroglyphs. That sucks, James. That's terrible. How'd you get out of it? Did you have to walk? I fucking hate breaking down. What's up, Arizona? Hell yeah, Chad. Goddamn right you waited. Find the closest town when you go into the major cities, collect pallets, and bring them back to stack. Yeah, actually, there's a couple of places in town I keep hearing that if there's pallets there, you're welcome to grab them, but I haven't been able to do that yet. I also just I gotta take the shell off the back of the truck so I could stack shit higher right now, but I don't have anywhere to put that stuff in the back of the truck. Finally, Sam was from Slab City at one time. Oh, okay. Sam was in Slabs. That's cool. Probably see me within the month. All right, well, I'm out here, man. Luckily, it was just the alternator popped it into second going down the hill. Oh, yeah, so you could, yeah, for sure. You could keep it running. Good thing you have a manual, honestly. Took care of the hostel in 2018. I know who made the hostel. I remember Baloo. You know, he was the one that started the hostel. And you did one summer. Yeah, me too. I only did one summer, and that was enough for me. Hey, Deborah, how's it going? Oh, it's just like the wiring harness, James? It's wiring harness on the alternator. They got fucked up. You need the connector or something. Yeah, I went to New Mexico New Mexico. I'm in New Mexico. I went to Taos, to the dispensaries there, and I will say that the market here fucking sucks a lot. Like $70 for a gram of dabs. 2 joints was like $24. I tried getting 2 quarters, like a quarter of one strain, a quarter of another strain, and 2 joints. And they wanted $200 for it. And I was just like, oh my god, damn. And so I ended up getting an 1/8 and a quarter. Whereas $100 would have got me an ounce. But the Colorado market, it's a little bit farther of a drive, but it's a better market for sure. So I'm actually still in town to get signal. I have to drive a little bit of ways into town to get signal, because there's no signal out at Nomad's Nest. But I'm really hoping that, you know, one of these days I'll get me either a cell phone signal booster, which I'm not 100% that would work. I'm really not, or just satellite internet of some kind. Let me catch up on some comments. Pallets are great building materials. You can build a beautiful house with just an old pallet wood. The only thing you really have to invest is 2x4s and 4x4s, whatever else you would need to build a house. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna be collecting pallets for sure. I've built with pallets before, um, so you can do quite a bit with it. There are walls you can fill them with Adobe, and they can be the structure for an Adobe wall. There's a lot you can do. I built fences with them. The old alternator had the wrong connector, so the previous owner had someone splice the wire and wire up a different connector. I got you. House batteries won't charge from shore power, they charge from alternator and generator. That's weird. Won't charge from shore power. Maybe your converter is toast, but your generator should power or should go operate off your converter too. So that's strange. Maybe you got a blown fuse somewhere along the chain. I'll bring some smoke and dabs. Yeah, dude, bring it. So now I have to put the right one on. Yeah, Blue built a hostel. Bob bought it. Baloo, Baloo, But yeah, everyone called him Blue, but it's Baloo, like the. It's just the bare necessities. This actually the best acid I ever got in my life was from that guy, from Baloo. I stayed there and watched it over for Bob and did a good job. And he said it's too late the last time he left. She came back in season 2. I wonder if I've ever met you, Sam. I'm not sure. Signal boosters are cheaper. Yeah, they are, but again, I don't know if that would work out here. I really don't, because the signal comes in and out. Like, and when I do have signal from Verizon, it's 1 bar or 4G for like 10 minutes and it disappears. So I'm not sure if it would work, because you need at least to have a little bit of signal, and sometimes I have nothing. It might depend on where I put it, but the pups, Kitty, are doing amazing. I fucking love the pups forever. They're awesome. Miles is dirty all the time because there's all that like moon dust dirt that we have out here at Nomad's Nest. So he's just constantly dirty. And then Zag too, she's dirty. They're dirty dogs. They're dirty dogs. Let's just say it took them 2 weeks to get it and ready to rent out. Yeah, that makes sense. Everything is slow in the slabs except for a few. When you get a minute, you should check out the new rifle the Army is using. I have actually looked at it, not very deep, but I have seen that they're also renaming all the bases. Like, I went to Fort Benning, Georgia for basic training, but now they're going to call it Fort something else, and they're changing Fort Irwin and Fort Polk and Fort Hood. Like, they're changing all the names of these bases forever, and that's weird. I don't know, the inverter works everywhere else, and something I'm probably going to take to the shop. But on shore power, it doesn't go through your inverter. It should never go through your inverter. Shore power goes through your converter. An inverter takes it from 12 volt and turns it into 110, whereas a converter will do the opposite, take it from 110 and turn it into 12 volt. I have Verizon. Zig should make a trip to Northern California. We got dabs, it's cheaper and $10 share. Yeah, no. California's got a good market. Oregon's got a better market. I grew up in that area. I grew up in Oregon, and I've explored all over the place in the Pacific Northwest. So it's nice for me to go other places than the places I've been. But I do really like the cannabis market over there. Yeah, $13 an eighth. Oh man, I have a lot of comments to catch on. All right, let me catch up on these. Bye, Mac. I gotta take the whole radiator just to get to the alternator. That sucks, bro. Right there on the side of the road, taking your radiator out. 5 for 100. That's like, yeah, that's not bad. $20 a vape cartridge. I like vape cartridge. Yeah, Polk got changed. They all got changed, dude. They all did. Costco has an EcoFlow Pro for $3,000. I'm thinking about using that, and therefore a water foldable panel for my seat. EcoFlow Pro, is that like a battery? I think that's a battery, isn't it? Because if it is a battery and it's one of those like a Jackery but different brand or whatever, dude, I would definitely fucking get that. It would be worth, I think it's worth the money. Those lithium ion battery packs, they have like the built-in pure sine wave inverters and the AC outlets and the USB outlets. You can charge them off shore power, you can charge them off solar, off of the alternator on your car if you want to. Like, those things are badass. Yours was stationed at Polk. I went to recruiter school at Polk. I went to recruiter school at Fort Polk, Louisiana. Just got to Colorado to get bud. Fort Polk is in Louisiana. Louisiana. Yeah, see, Ingrid knows. And Kelly. If you look on YouTube, they get shows you how to make a homemade signal booster for yourself, and they work. I've actually looked at Wi-Fi signal boosters too, because I know where there's a nearby Wi-Fi signal, and I know where there's a nearby Wi-Fi signal, and I want to aim it at there and like just hijack their Wi-Fi, but I don't know how legal it is. How is our old man neighbor? His name is David. And David is doing really good. I'm going to be going over there tomorrow to do some filming, and I have the money for his new wheelbarrow because some generous soul sent me enough money to get him a wheelbarrow. And so yeah, I priced him out. I can get one in Taos for $150, but I want to go look at Harbor Freight the next time I drive down there. But tomorrow I'm going to go over there and I'm going to do some filming, and I'm going to hopefully have that video up this week. Like, that's my plan. I've been, you know, Caveman and Tori just showed up, so I've been hanging out with them, and I've been showing them the area, basically the things I've already showed you guys, going on adventures, and so I haven't been able to get over to David's house to film him, but I will. He said he was interested. He said he was, you know, cool with me doing it. So, yeah, that's currently the plan. Oh, and I got keep it 30-something% THC for $5 a gram. That's badass. Hey, what's up, Biggie James from Fort Smith, Arkansas? Arkansas. Yeah, I'm saying that wrong on purpose. Arkansas. What's that base at the Arizona-Oklahoma border? Arizona? Oklahoma don't border each other. 400 milligram nerd bro. That would probably just make me fall asleep, bro. Hey, thanks, Kelly. And I will try to like keep up on looking, because I have to actually like look and see if I'm getting donations during the live stream. So I will try to continue to keep looking and make sure I shout out everyone who gives me donations. But my donation links are in the description of this video. I managed to figure that shit out today. Eventually, once I get monetized, they'll be able to, when, you know, you can donate through YouTube and it'll show up on the screen somewhere. So I'm working on that. I use my phone, and I just found out that Streamlabs has a phone app that I can use, and so that would also help me to, like, it'll pop up on the screen, all the stuff, all the pretty shit, make it look more professional, I guess. People like that. I don't really care about looking professional on my live streams, but people do dig that. I like to just hang out with you guys and smoke and bullshit. The Arkansas border. Arkansas and Oklahoma border base. I'm not sure. I don't know. Don't think I ever went to that base. I think it's just weird that, like, in 20 years, when I tell people I went to Fort Benning, Georgia, they're going to wonder where the fuck that is, because the base has been renamed. It's just strange to me. But I guess it makes sense, like MOS's, your job in the military, mine was 11 Bravo. Those change sometimes. Like, they haven't changed infantry in ever. But yeah, Zig0420 on my Cashapp. I think it's Zig0420 on my PayPal as well. And then Jimmy Sehorn on my Venmo. But Jimmy Dash Sehorn, something like that. Fort Rucker, Alabama. Yeah. Oh, Fort Smith? Is that? I don't know that base. I really don't. There are so many damn bases, and like most people know the big ones, but even the little ones, like Fort Polk isn't a very big one. A lot of people don't know. You know, like, and then you get into the camps too. Like, there's so many fucking camps, not forts, but camps in our country. I went to Camp Shelby. But there's Camp Rylea in Oregon, Camp Shelby in Mississippi. There's camps all over the place. Fort Chaffee, and there's a Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. Oh yeah, that Biggie. That's the one Arizona was asking about. There you go. Fort Smith. Yeah, Ingrid, they can change their names all they want. Yeah, I think I will too. In fact, I didn't bother to learn the names of the new bases. I just read that they were changing them and what they were changing them to, and then the reasons why they were changing them, and it just seems like pandering, But times change, and things change, and nobody likes change. So I guess it's my turn. Like my parents had to deal with change, like I don't like change because they're like boomers. But I guess I gotta be more accepting of change because it's gonna happen whether we like it or not. And change isn't always bad, Like that's why I travel because everything changes all the time. So maybe I need to learn to embrace change of these bases. And I could be the old guy. Back in my day, it was called Fort Benning. God damn it! Yep, I got $10 from Kelly. Thanks for the donation. I'm gonna eventually make it so it pops up. It's gonna be like bing. That'd be pretty cool. Because I don't. Getting the donations is cool as hell, I think. I love that. You guys, honestly, the donations keep me motivated to make videos that y'all are enjoying. But so do the likes and the watch hours. I'm getting real close to getting monetized on watch hours. So, I'm like, I have 4,000 hours watch time. I have like 3,600. And then I'm like 840 or something subscribers, give or take. 838, something like that. So I'm like, oh, I can't wait for YouTube to start paying me. Just to say I'm a professional YouTuber. YouTube pays me. Hey Zig, how have you been doing since last week? Hey Nino, I've been doing great. I've been hanging out with some friends of mine that also bought land up here. I'm hoping that I can get like a lot of people from Slabs that are like good parts of the community to buy property up here and come here in the summers. My daughter's, or I'm a boomer, and my daughter is a Yellowstone baby. Yellowstone baby. Is that, I don't know what that is. Was she born at Yellowstone? Were you like at Yellowstone when you had her? I don't know what that means. Zig, could you show us some of that beautiful scenery you have and talk to us? Yeah, I can. That's what I'm looking at right now. It's been very, 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 very unseasonably windy. Out here, like I've heard some locals talking about how crazy the winds are, and it's not usually like this. We usually get really, really gusty winds for like a day, and then they go away. But it's been staying, and it's been super windy out here. Kelly, you want to see Caveman? I'll ask him if he wants to be on a channel. He's had difficulties on YouTube before, so I'm not sure how excited he would be to be back on YouTube, but I have encouraged him to make his own channel because he's gonna be building out here. He fought the big fire in Yellow. Oh, okay, when he was in the military. I got you, Kelly. James, it's quite all right, man. You know what? If you don't have money for donations, that's fine. I don't expect them from anybody. You know what I do like from you guys? I like the views. I like that you guys watch my videos. I like that I'm getting watch hours. And I like that eventually I'll get monetized and YouTube will pay me. We're experiencing unseasonably cool weather and late storm winter. It hasn't actually been very windy here either, or I'm sorry, rainy. It's usually rainier than this out here where I'm at. Like it's still a desert, but this is spring and it's usually rainier, and it hasn't been rainy at all. We got hail, the only weather event we've had. It literally takes like hundreds of thousands of views just to make like baby money. Yeah, I know. I'm at about, how many views do I have? Like 87,000 views. And cool. I'll take baby money. Like I can still say I'm a professional YouTuber, whether I'm making baby money or big money. I'm not gonna start making big money tomorrow, but I could start making baby money. I'm good with that. 27 watching. Thanks, Ingrid. Yeah, it does take hundreds of thousands of views. In fact, like I met this guy that has 260 or 200 something thousand followers on his YouTube, Destination Adventure. I met him at Slabs and I shared one of his videos. And I actually picked his brain because he's got such a successful YouTube channel. And I asked him how much he was making. And he said he was making, and I said from YouTube, not to count sponsorships or donations or anything like that. I asked him how much he's making from YouTube, and he said he's making about $2,500 a month from YouTube, and he has 200 and something thousand followers. I don't. I'm not going to be making anywhere near that. I've looked on Social Blade, and it estimates that I'll be making anywhere from like $100 a year to $4,000 a year, which is still, baby money. But I don't care. It's still kind of cool to say YouTube pays me to put content on their platform. And I'll take that. I'll take those bragging rights. Everyone go watch a shit ton of Zig's videos. Deanna, it's actually, I'm getting my watch hours. People are consistently watching my videos. Every day I'm getting a few hundred views on my videos. And the more videos I put out, the more views I get, of course. But I really need subscribers. Because I'll get there. I'll get there naturally and it'll happen. But subscribers, I think I'm going to be good on watch hours. Watch hours are ticking up, and I'll get to 4,000 and I'll be just fine. I think it's going to be my subscribers, getting 1,000 subscribers. Because right now I'm like 150 shy. Kelly, I can't wait till you get home to light up either. You'll make more from donations at first until it blows up. Yeah, I've done pretty good with donations. You guys have been great. I've been able to pass that joy forward to people. I'm getting my neighbor a gift soon. I'll be making a video about that. So yeah, but the donations have gotten me a new generator. It actually got me here to Nomad's Nest. I am like beside myself with the kindness of people. I wasn't expecting that. I honestly kind of expected I'd eventually just get paid by YouTube. I was never expecting people to be like, yeah, I'll give you money. Kind of humbles me because when I had money, I didn't do that for people, and that's awful. I could have. The Russian hacker started out working at Walmart. Now he's a millionaire with over 8 million. Fucking A, I should be a Russian hacker. I'm in the wrong line of business. It started with Slab City. Nino, you heard about me from Slab City News? That's awesome. I'm actually thinking about going back to Slabs and doing a news channel from Slabs, because we have Slab City News and we have Slab City TV, and neither of them are actually in Slabs. Slab City News is in Detroit and just talk shit about Slabs, and Slab City TV comes into the community from outside of the community, films dramatic and toxic and drama stuff, just to stir shit into the community, and then he goes home. I think that you guys would probably appreciate like a Slab news network from inside of town, and not one that's just focused on people's drama, one that's focused on actual news of like what events are going on and how the events go from last week, things like that. Do I know Slab City Jack? Yeah, I know Jack. I do. Known Jack since my first season out there. We've been in a couple YouTube videos together from other content creators, and we were in a music video together my first year out there. I'm a content creator and I have like 400,000 views, but it's a cannabis channel, so YouTube hates me. That sucks, dude. I've actually thought about doing a cannabis channel myself. But yeah, YouTube does hate you. I don't know, how much do they... I'm curious, since you do have a smoking channel, and I'm a big advocate for cannabis. How much do they limit you? Like, as far as monetization, can you not monetize any of your videos? Or just the ones that... I've been age restricted before because of a video, but that's only one. 45 years Nino smoked. I know you watch because you care, Kelly. You're amazing. Yeah, I seen the video of Spider. And when Carlos first got there... Sorry, I'm catching up on comments, but when Carlos first got there and he wanted to interview us, he made his channel act like he wanted to just get the real story of Slabs from the people in Slabs, and I can respect that. So we interviewed with him, and his channel has just turned into another toxic drama channel that, dime a dozen, because that's what gets views, doesn't it? If I was to post a bunch of fucking dramatic arguments between people like he's doing, it would get more views, and that's what he's doing. He's just getting sucked into the drama and getting sucked into the views, and I want my channel to be genuine, positive. I want it to be a nice place for people to hang out. I don't want to be a fucking high schooler trying to, like, do social media. What's up, Nemo? Smoking to purple sunshine in Rice Hill, Oregon. Hiding from the rain. Where in the fuck is Rice Hill, Oregon? Dude, I'm from Oregon. I've never even heard of that place. I've been everywhere in that state. Stepsy Jack has been really sick. Wonder what's been going on with him. He hasn't made any videos in a long time. Yeah, I haven't heard that he's sick or anything like that, but he is a private person. I don't know. I would have heard if he was sick. Oh, good, Ingrid. I'm glad that he's been. I'm clearly got to catch up on some fucking comments. What's up, Nomadic Adventures? What's up, John? They age restrict everything I post instantly and can't monetize any of it. That sucks. I get paid from companies and I get a lot for free products to review. Yeah, I've done cannabis podcasts before, and I know we got a lot of free products and donations, but we never did on YouTube, so I was curious. Hello from the shed. What up, Shed Gang? How you doing? Deanna. They're jokes. You know, and I think that they started out with the right intentions, but it's just so easy to get sucked into the drama because people click on drama. My most popular video was the Bottle Kids video. And the Bottle Kids video also got like a bunch of death threats to those fucking children. Like people were talking about shooting them and stuff. And I'm like, what in the fuck? You guys are... And that's so bad. Like, that's sick. It's fucking sick that drama gets clicks. And it's true. It does. People will post videos from slabs and they'll have a picture of the hot springs and they'll have bodies with an arrow going in there when there's no bodies in there. So they just do it for the drama and for the clicks, and Slab City News and Slab City TV are no different. The worst part about it is they come into the community and they stir up drama, and they don't even live in the fucking community. They don't have their stuff there. They're not risking anything. They're risking other people's safety and health and home. So, you know, it's pretty fucking childish to be doing that shit, and that's really all I gotta say about it. You know, like I live there. They fucking don't. So if you guys want to see a Slabs News Network channel, I'm gonna do what they do, and I'm gonna do it better because I edit my videos. I put energy into it, and I put love into it, and so it'll be better than those. Because they don't put energy into their videos. They're not creative, and what little bit of creativity they do try ends up fucking bunking out anyways. Don't shoot the desert children. Nemo's correct. Don't shoot children. Between Roseburg and Eugene. Yeah, I don't know that spot. But of course it's raining. You're in between Roseville and Eugene. If you want to get, Nemo, if you want to get where it's not raining, go to Central Oregon. It's like a hobo's paradise, bro. Just saying. You can camp right outside town. You be in the woods. And then you got the town of Bend right nearby. And if you can't find free camping out there, you're stupid. There's plenty of spots to fly. You can hitch out of there pretty easily. I don't know. It's a pretty good spot. And it's 300 days of sunshine. It's not raining every day. It's not always fucking gray. It's sunny and pretty. I don't know how it is right now, but statistically your odds are in better shape than Eugene. But I know that you stick to the I-5 corridor. Like, and you go up and down the I-5. I'm just saying, hop off the I-5 a little bit. Hi. Nemo Nos. Good to see you. Okay. I'm translating for you, Nino. I got you. I can actually speak Canadian. So she's saying, hi, Nemo Nos. Good to see you. But yeah, I'm smoking on some Gorilla Glue. And I got a quarter of some sour garlic cookies. Because cookies are my favorite strain. It just is. I also got 2 joints of wedding cake that they got lit on fire somehow. 101 or the 5. Yeah, see, like, you gotta try the 97. You gotta try the 97 out of weed. Is it weed or is it... I think it's weed. But the 97 going up to Bend is fantastic. You go through K Falls, and in between K Falls and Bend, there's really nothing but woods. And so pretty much anyone that's driving through there is going to go all the way to like Bend. But in Bend is a bigger city than Eugene. So there's a lot of services there, a lot of churches that do feeds, a lot of food boxes, a lot of stuff like that. And you can get out into the woods like in 5 minutes and camp out there. Plus, it's just beautiful. Mountain views, the sun sets over the mountains every day. I mean, yeah, Kelly Bend is beautiful. Yeah, that's where I grew up. Yeah, sour garlic. So I'm assuming that sour diesel mixed with something garlic. I don't know. And with some cookies, like a triple hybrid. It's like a threesome between sour diesel, garlic bullshit, and Girl Scout cookies. But Girl Scout cookies are my favorite strain, and this was the cookie strain that they had. So I was like, I'll go with that one. But man, the New Mexico market is ridiculously expensive. Love the elk viewing station. There's a few of elk viewing stations I've seen. One in between the coast and the I-5 corridor in Southern Oregon. It always had elk at it too. Yeah, I used to go bow hunting for elk. I got some video of some of the bighorn sheep out here, and they've got these huge, massive horns, and they're just like cruising the sage for some food. A GMO cross, most likely. Yeah, pretty much all weed these days is GMO'd. Even if you grow it organically, it's already been genetically modified to be more potent. And then we technically, like light depth, when you do light depth 12 hours on your plants to get them real big before you start letting them flower, that's technically a form of genetically modifying them. So, hi, Canadian human. Saw 15 elk on vacation there. Yeah, there's elk all over Central Oregon. There's elk, there's cougars, there's black bears. Oh my. There's deer, there's antelope if you get a little farther east. Like, it's a good mix of animals. I used to go turkey hunting and boar hunting out there and bear hunting and elk hunting, all with a bow. I grew up shooting archery. I mean, my dad, it was his hobby. It was my dad's hobbies, which meant it was all of our hobbies, and he'd drag us all over the West Coast shooting competitively. So I shot, traditional longbow recurve my entire life. And then when I became an adult, I stopped shooting because it was more my dad's hobby than anything. But he's passed away, and I kind of have thought about getting back into that hobby, of shooting archery, because it was a lot of fun. I remember some of my best memories growing up were from going to archery tournaments or going out hunting with them. So thought about getting back in the hobby. I am gonna go fishing pretty soon, and I might be doing it without a license because licensing for out-of-state resident is kind of expensive. Grow outside and the sun regulates the flower growth, easy peasy. Yeah, unless you don't want it to flower yet, right? Like if you want your plant to get big before it flowers, you do light dip and pull tarp. I had to do that for a season at a pot. It was a pain in the ass. Then you do 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Your plants get big, big, big. And then you pull tarp and start shortening the days or whatever, and they start flowering. There's a small pasture by the truck stop that has cows, horses, plus one bison and one emu. There's a guy down the road from me that owns a bunch of beefalo, which is a cross between a cow and a buffalo, obviously. And they're not fertile, they can't have babies, but he's got like a whole herd of them. Yeah, it depends on, Kelly, it depends on your climate too. Right? Like if you get, more sun than you want, your flowers will flower. Your weed will flower before you want it to. I've seen that happen before. Hey, what's up, Nitro? How you doing? No, he meant garlic, mushrooms, and onions. I don't know. It's kind of hard to keep up on text sometimes. Yes, that's what I meant. Garlic, mushrooms, and onions. Are y'all talking cooking recipes in here? How can I send you some coffee? Okay, so like, I love coffee, and it's in my Amazon wish list, and I like all kinds of coffee. I would love for people to send me coffee. I am working on the address thing. I'm trying to go in with somebody else here, Caveman on a box. So we're working on it. It's tough to get a box out here and to get an address because everybody out here lives off grid and they don't have an address. So everybody goes and gets a box. So the boxes are almost always full and there's not one available. And that's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. But, so that's getting frustrating. But there's a waiting list at this PO or this post office right here in town. There's a waiting list in the Taos one. I've even gone up to Colorado to see if I can get a PO box up there. There's a waiting list there. Pretty much everyone out here lives off grid with no address, and so they use a P.O. box. You can do general delivery. So that's actually good. Oh, I never ever think of this before. General delivery is, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but it used to be that's how everyone got their mail. You'd go to the post office and you'd pick up your mail. You'd say your name and you'd pick up the mail, and then you'd leave. And every post office in America still does general delivery. So if you let me know that you're shipping something general delivery to Tres Piedras, New Mexico. I don't know the zip code. You could look it up, but Tres, Tres, Piedras, Piedres, or AS. I think they spelled it wrong. But New Mexico, and then it starts with an 8. That's what I can tell you about the zip code. In general delivery, you let me know that it's coming for me. My name is Jimmy. Put that in there, Jimmy Sehorn, Sehorn. And I'll go pick it up from general delivery if I know it's there. I was never a hunter, but my government dad also taught my sister to shoot at a young age. Have an address, Coffee Farm Fresh. Oh, that's right, you work on a farm right now, don't you? A coffee farm? I would love some of that coffee, dude. I would totally review it, be drinking it. I'd make a whole ass video about that. I always appreciate your honesty. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I think, and try to be honest and positive about it. I'm gonna try to do that. Ask if you can receive mail without a box. Yes, you can, Kelly. At the post office, you can do general delivery. I've done that a whole bunch. It's kind of a pro tip for travelers. General delivery at whatever post office you're at, and then you can go pick up your mail with just your ID. And I do have an ID, so that's not a problem. Like, I have an ID and I can go pick up my mail, but you gotta write my actual name on it, I think. It's a strain, GMO. It's also, oh, there's a strain GMO. Garlic mushroom. Is that really what that means? Garlic mushrooms and onions? Ew, I don't like onions or mushrooms. I do like garlic, but mushrooms taste like dirt. I'm probably gonna lose some followers for this, but mushrooms are gross. I don't like mushrooms unless they make me trip, and even then, those taste gross too. Mushrooms taste bad. Explained the smells. I am missing a big old chunk of a conversation, I think. GMO. Garlic, mushrooms, and onions. I do like garlic, though. Garlic, that shit's fire. Not just the actual garlic, but this weed. GMO. So that means, going back to what the fuck you all are talking about, what I was talking about, this is sour diesel, this is garlic mushrooms and onions and cookies. Girl Scout cookies. Can you imagine if we didn't, like, abbreviate it all? If we just went like, this is sour diesel, garlic mushroom and onions, Girl Scout cookie strain. God, that's a mouthful. Mushrooms are slugs. Yeah, aren't they? Their texture, their, ooh, it is like you're eating a slug. Oh, I never even thought of that. Now that's all I'll think about. Every time I accidentally eat a mushroom that's the one made in spaghetti, I'm gonna think slugs. Appreciate that very much, Deanna. Morels are awesome. Yeah, you can keep them. Nemo, the fact that I don't go out there and go mushroom hunting like everyone else in Oregon means that there's more mushrooms out there for you guys. I'm not going to take them. You can keep them. I don't even mind if you don't share them with me and you just keep them all to yourself and you eat them all. I'm good with that. True dirt. Slim City, bitch. Slim City, bitch. But yeah, anybody have what ideas do you got? If I was to do a Slab News Network channel, what would you guys like to see as far as news in the slabs that's not like, you know, people's fucking interpersonal drama? What kind of things would you want to see? I'm curious. Obviously, I've thought of like doing the weather and doing like weekly events and filming at the weekly events and sharing the weekly events. But I'm curious what else I could do. You know, you could do interviews with people. I could easily do that. So, you ever try Scott's OG? It was developed by Iraq vet, good for PTSD. They say I have not tried that Scott's OG. It's tough to get some strains cross state lines, isn't it? So when something's get a new strain gets made in a state, sometimes you won't see it in another state for quite a while. Because in order to get that strain to another state, they literally have to break laws, federal laws, some state laws, to get those strains around the country. I love garlic and onions with asparagus cooked in olive oil with a nice ribeye steak. James, you like your pea smelling like asparagus? Do you? I don't like asparagus either. I eat like a 6-year-old. I'm a really picky eater. It's not my fault. I don't like cooked plants. Like I don't like cooked vegetables and I don't like cooked fruits. I like them to be cold and raw. So yeah, Nemo, I could cover the art on the tanks, but what about like weekly, weekly things that a news network might do? Then you start a benefit show doing things that help slabbers like gutter grow systems. Actually, what I would like to do for some of the slabbers, especially the ones with original music, is do music videos for them. Or do, like I did for Peter. Peter Campbell did Slab City Blues, and I recorded that video and I added some B-roll to it. I would like to do more of that. And I Peter was like over the moon when he saw the video, so that was a real feel good moment. Only hot dogs and hamburgers for Zig. You better have bacon on it. I like cilantro. I actually do like cilantro quite a bit. I don't want it to be cooked though. Can I just have it like after you're done cooking? Can you just put the cilantro on top? Like I put them on my street tacos and shit all the time. Want to buy the two water tanks. I do need to get some water tanks. Asparagus, Brussels sprouts, and slugs. Yeah. Like a 6-year-old Nemo, you're damn right. I do like tacos. Who doesn't like tacos? Tacos are great. I go to Mexico sometimes just to go get tacos. I have the added bonus of picking up a carton of smokes while I'm down there. But, my dad used to make me eat my veggies and, whatever when I was a kid. And I was miserable every single time. And he never let me try vegetables in a way that I might like. He always cooked it one way, and that's what I always got, and it was terrible. And I always thought that I just didn't like vegetables. And I don't like hot apple pie either. Like, I don't like hot fruit. Like, I don't want pineapple on my pizza, but if my pizza's cold, I'll eat the fuck out of it. If you put pineapple on my ham when you cook it, I'll eat the ham, but if the pineapple's cold, I'll eat it. I just don't want it hot. It's fucking gross, man. Like, same with, I like spinach. Once you cook it, I don't like it anymore. Carrots, same thing. Once you cook carrots, I don't like them anymore. You're missing out. Cooked vegetables are way better than raw. Maybe. I know I'm missing out on flavors I don't like, but, it'd be what it be. I don't like them. Camp tours. I don't know, other than the range of Ponderosa stuff, maybe. Yeah, I was going to suggest interviews. Interviews would be cool. Especially if I can keep people anonymous. Camp tours, and they keep trying to do. I've got permission from a couple of other camps to do tours, but our schedules didn't work out before I left, so I'll come back and reattempt that. So that's it, Kelly. You make me an apple pie and then throw it in the fridge, and when it's cold later, I'll eat the fuck out of it. Absolutely. Yeah, see, everyone likes their warm apple pie with ice cream. I'll take my cold apple pie with ice cream. Like, call me crazy. I don't want pineapple on my pizza. I don't know why that's even a huge debate. I don't know why it became a thing. I know why I don't like it. 'Cause it's hot pineapple. When my husband's mom caught him cutting a pea and a half one dinner, she stopped giving them to him. Yeah, that's smart. Hey, Missy, how you doing? Tacos are your comfort food. Cook your canned veggies and beef broth and butter when it's done so good. I mean, I'll cook that for you. Pineapple pizza gag me. If the pineapple pizza is cold, like out of the fridge, I will enjoy it. If it's right out of the oven, I will not. I don't know, man. I can't explain it either. It's just it changes the flavor, the heat. No pineapple on pizza. But people are okay with putting it on their ham if they're visiting the islands, Hawaii, Guam, anywhere in the South Pacific. Hey, what's up, Adam? It is a beautiful day out. It's windy as fuck today. I'll show you. You can't really tell. Maybe that tree, like over here in the corner, you can tell. Ding, ding, ding. But it's really windy, but it is still pretty out. And it's kind of overcast, which is good because the overcast means that we're going to get a beautiful sunset. What's up? Park near West Rim Road. Toward Two Peaks, smoke someone out, or just ask someone would they like to know where the decent low price ounce weed helps locally. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I know exactly where you're telling me to park. And I've actually talked to some of the locals here, and I've seen some of the locally grown $100 an ounce stuff, and I have not been pleased with it. But maybe I'm just going to the wrong person, not to say that somebody else doesn't have quality shit. What I have seen wasn't very high quality. But what's up? If you actually have any info on how to get access to that well, that would also be great information. Like, weed information is always handy, always accepted. But that well, I'd love to know how to get. Who do I pay to get part of that? It cannot be good, but there's good out there. Yeah, I mean, I'm remembering what it was like when cannabis was illegal in Oregon. And when it got legalized, the weed just started getting better and better and better and better. So I remember what it was like before you could have legal grows making high quality stuff. And I gotta sneeze. And I think that's where New Mexico's at. Add water, let dry, huh? Let dry. No more. Amen. Okay. Bye, Kelly. Feel better. You don't have to love it. It's okay. You don't have to. Keep weed off the channel if you want to make money off the channel. So I do have like 2 videos that are super weed centered. Like one, I was just handing joints and slabs, and it was nice because I can afford to do that in slabs. I can afford to go get an ounce for $100 and then just drive around handing out 15 joints and still have a little bit for myself. Out here, $100 gets you, jack shit, and it seems, I don't know, it's a lot to be just handing out joints to people at that much of an expense. That's a very expensive video to make. As much as I would absolutely love to be handing out joints to people, but maybe I can just be like, hey man, you want to burn one? I could do that with people. Do a video about that. What's up, Cos? Good to see you, dude. Hey man, I was on your live stream, I logged in, I just got into Signal, and I saw that you were live, and I hopped into your live stream right as you logged out, and I'm like, oh, I'm late. I missed it. An omen. Yeah, maybe it was an omen that I showed up and caused, all right, bye, I'm out of here. Fuck this. I'm done. Zig's here. Ruined the whole thing. Omen, Nemo. Oh, that makes sense. I liked my idea better. So, Cause, when are you gonna come out here to Nomad's Nest and post up and make this your spot? Because it's cold here a lot of the time. I guess it got down to -20 this last season. Oh, that's why he said Zoc. I get it. Don't spell my name backwards. It'll be too funny. I get the 50 and 8 stuff. Maybe I'm just going to the wrong dispensary. But every dispensary I've been to here is like always low on their product. Like they're like, we are out of this and this and this and this and this. Actually, we only have these two. Yeah, see, it's Jizz. That's my name backwards. God damn it. You know what Zig means in Arabic? It means shit. I found that out because some dude from Saudi Arabia stayed at Ponderosa, and he was like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "Zig." And he's like, "Do you know what that means in Arabic?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, I can't tell you." And I'm like, "Oh no, you have to tell me. What does it mean?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a curse word." And I'm like, "Oh, now you have to fucking tell me." And he's like, and you know, Arab people are very, very polite. And he was trying not to offend me. And he's like, it means shit. And I laughed so fucking hard. I laughed really hard. You know, Zig means shit in Arabic. That was an accident. I didn't do that on purpose. Nemo Nos Omen Son. I get it. Now I like your name less. Sungrown, 2 or 3 vapes and you're tripping. I'll have to check that out. I do like my flower. I will always go after my flower. But I was getting dabs for a friend of mine, and yeah, they were like $76 for some sugar wax. It was our high quality dabs, but $76, that's insane. I can drive up to Colorado and get a gram of some decent, you know, dabs for $30. So, and New Mexico is eventually going to iron out their market. It's not going to be like this forever. You know, their market's going to change. So, oh yeah, vaping flower. I've vaped flower before. I don't like the flavor of that very much. When you're vaping flower and like they do in the volcanoes, or now they have the vape pens for flower. I've got a vape pen for dabs right here that you add dabs to. But they have the vape pen for flowers too. I just don't like the flavor that much. I don't know. I mean, it gets you high, but it tastes like you're burning hay. Maybe, I don't know how to explain it. I really don't. But it's definitely got a different flavor. Do I do edibles sometimes? Not very much, because I have to take high doses of edibles for it to do anything to me, and when it does something to me, it just makes me tired. So if I want to do like edibles, it would just be like at nighttime. And I don't care if it's a sativa or indica, it just zonks me the fuck out. I pay $50 for 4 grams, 8s, 4 gram 8s of good dabs. That's pretty good. That's very cheap. It's Latin for no name. Omen Son. Yeah, that's $50 for a 4 gram 8s is what? I'm trying to do the math, 4 into 50, but it doesn't go evenly, so now I gotta do remainders, and I don't feel like it. Nino, you never did dabs. It's like a very different high. Thanks, Cause. It's a very different high than doing flower or edibles. Because flower, at best, now they're getting like strains that are like 30% or more, give or take. But you can get dabs up to like 98%. So 99% I saw in Washington one time. So for flower, for me, it's like a head buzz, right? Like your eyes droop and you're like, yeah, bro. But dabs for me is like a whole ass body high. And edibles at high doses is like a panic attack. But at low doses is just good night. It's like a Xanax. Some Ghost Dog. A compassion club. I never even heard of that. What is a compassion club? I wanna be in a compassion club. You know, anybody that's a veteran out there, look into veteran walk-in talks. They're starting to become nationwide. And the veteran walk-in talk I went to, it was in San Diego, and I did a video about it, but they handed out mushrooms, and they handed out edibles, and they handed out some flour, and everyone was smoking weed, and then we went on a hike, and it was really cool. If you are in an area where they have one, and you're a veteran, go to it. A veteran walk and talk. I got this dream catcher that you might have seen in some of my videos. at one of those walk and talks. They gave me a bunch of edible gummies and some mushroom edibles and like mushroom, and then a bunch of flower stuff. It was pretty cool, actually. It was a big, good group of dudes and women, actually, and their families, and it was neat. Yeah, I don't mess with edibles due to the panic attack. Some people that happens to them, with edibles. That's pretty common, actually. Pot Compassion Club existed before it became legal, I think. I've never even heard of this. Compassion Club is a place where growers can go and pay to vend their product. It's like weed flea market, you can say. Okay, so I have seen something like that before, and it was on private property, and it was not just weed, and it was really cool. And you had to have like a verbal password. It was like a speakeasy for drugs, so people would have safe access. They had bouncers there. They were checking IDs at the door to make sure 21. They weren't selling to minors. They took my knife away from me when I went in. It's just like a dispensary, but there wasn't just weed there. And you had to have a verbal password to get in before you got there, which you had to email them to get the verbal password and location. And then you got to go in, and there was like a garbage bag full of fucking mushrooms there. And they were selling like Molly and these capsules, and they had cocaine, and they had testing kits there so everyone could test their drugs. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was safe access for people to get their substances without feeling like they're about to get robbed, and that it's safe. It's safe access. And it was I thought it was fucking cool as hell. See you, Cause. Take care, dude. What's up, Mike? How you doing, man? Using compassion clubs are medical only, no recreational. We call them secret sesh here in Cali. Yeah, it was in Cali, but it was in northern Cali that I went, and they had a different name for it, but it was something like that. It was pretty fucking brilliant, actually. I love seeing safe access. I re-uploaded my skydiving video. I took out the copyright music in the skydive place, put it on, and I got a strike. Well, and then he fixed it. It's a learning curve. I did a video about some dudes giving me weed. Like, you know what just happened? Some guy just handed me weed, and they fucking not copyrighted, but they age restricted my video. But then I got that one where I'm handing out joints to people, and they didn't age restrict that one. It didn't make any sense to me. Have to watch out for low-grade dabs. Those are the ones that were like hurting people, weren't they? Where they were making it with vitamin E or some shit, and it was like giving people popcorn lung. Is that what you're talking about? I get a little worried about dabs, or the vape cartridges, for that reason. Not dabs, but even though it's just distillate, it is dabs, but still. Fucking A, 27 people in here. I think at one point I had like 34, but it was while I was talking about the Slab City News and Slab City TV. People like that drama shit. So as soon as I started talking about it, people tuned in, and then when I was done, they left. I don't know, I just don't want my channel to be about the drama. And I really don't like people from the outside coming in and like stirring up our drama. Like, go get your own drama. Childish shit. Yeah, I heard there was kids getting that popcorn lung shit. Can't use words like bong and say the price of weed. You get certain words, your video flagged instantly. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I did a whole video, and in the title, handing out free joints in Slab City, and showed my joints, and I showed the weed, and I showed that I rolled them, and then I showed me handing them out, and they never said a goddamn thing. But then I did a video where I was hanging out, and I had barely talked to these guys at this table, and they came outside and just handed me like an eighth of weed, and then they left, and they were like, cheers. And I'm like, cool, I'm gonna smoke this. And that was the whole video, and they got me on that one. I don't know how their algorithms work, but yeah, Adam, me neither. And there's plenty of slab channels that have a lot of drama. And the drama gets them views, and it gets them likes, and it gets them whatever. People watch their shit. But I'm not trying to do that. Like, If people want to go see that, they got to go to those channels. If they want to go see the drama, they got to go to those channels. If you watch my Slab City videos, they're not drama. I'm trying to be informative about my home. I'm trying to be informative about Slab City for people that have never been there. Um, and somewhere between what I'm doing and what they're doing is a lot of truth. It's just I'm choosing to focus on things that people don't know about or myths about the place. I'm not trying to focus on anyone else on my channel. So thanks, dude. I appreciate that. I do put some energy into my videos, Adam. I I've never done anything like this before, like video editing stuff. I did a little bit of it in high school because it was fun and it was a free A in an elective class, but now doing it is like every video I do, I learn something more. I learn something new, and hopefully, like in a year or two, I bet you I'm gonna look back at my old videos and be like, that's so painful to watch. But I am having a lot of fun, like filming, editing, chatting with the community. Like it's been a lot of fun. Hanging out at this restaurant so I can steal Wi-Fi. I'm planning on doing it soon. I'm hoping to be ready by next year. You're planning on doing what? Doing YouTube videos or traveling or going to slabs? What are you doing? You're follow the path you're supposed to be on. Thanks, Nino. I think I am doing pretty good, man. Like I've thought I was off my path a few times, but I kind of dig this path that I'm on. All right, Adam, nomading. I hope you do. You know, like there's always, I think we talked about this once, didn't we? There's always going to be an anchor that keeps you in Babylon. There's always going to be an anchor. And anchors are sometimes important, right? Like they're very important, like your kids finishing school or something, or retiring from your job because you got a couple years. But there's always going to be a reason not to go. That's my advice. Ignore some of those reasons if they're not as important and start traveling. It was probably the best decision I ever made for my mental health, honestly. My first videos are trash as in I didn't know how to edit. My videos are pretty legit. I'm gonna go check out your videos, Smoking, and I hope everyone else does too. Like everyone else in this chat, go check out Smoking with Small Town videos when you get off of here. Like I don't have a lot of followers, Smoking, but I got 22, 23, 20. I just lost one when I said that. Damn it. But yeah, go check out their videos. I'll do the same when I get off of here. Zig, if you care what you do, karma will follow. Karma has no expiry date. God, I hope not. I've done some pretty shitty things in my life. What's up, Joyce? How you doing, man? What's up, Sorrow? Adam, it's you and your dog. I'm gonna let you know, like, just start doing videos. Just start the channel. Just start doing it. Whether people are watching or not. That's what I started doing. And I didn't care if anyone saw it. I don't have that. I'm not getting a lot of views or anything. Like my most popular video was the Bottle Kids video. I got 15,000 views. Which isn't much compared to like Cornelius's 250,000 views on her videos. So I don't care. I don't care if I'm getting views or not. I'm having fun, and it's a hobby, and you're gonna need hobbies while you're traveling. You're gonna need something to fill your time because there's a lot of quiet time, right? A lot of dead air, you know, when you're traveling. A lot of what am I gonna do with my day? And it gives you a hobby. It gives you a reason to get outside and grab your camera and start shooting things and evolving, and you know, it gives you something to do. And it actually, like, this has connected me with people that I would have never been connected with. So it also does that. I think it's pretty legit. I wish I had started doing this a long time ago. You know, my first year in slabs, if I had started doing videos back then, I don't know, I'd be much more involved now, I think. You get there as long as you're having fun and enjoy what you do. Screw the haters. Yeah, that's it. Every time somebody on my live stream or in a comment on my videos says something rude, I just block them and delete their comment. Like, I don't care if I lose followers for that. Bye. So I get to control what information I'm being bombarded with on my channel, right? Like, I get to control that. And I'm going to make sure that my echo chamber I'm creating is going to be a positive one. Because I've got enough toxic shit in my life. I don't need my hobby to be toxic. Yeah, exactly. Bye, Felicia. Bye-bye. Like, I don't care about strangers not watching my videos, and neither should you. So when you start traveling, or even just do it today, start making videos. Just do it. In fact, if you start filming today, in a year when you start traveling, you'll have so much practice under your belt editing videos and stuff, it'll make it all that much better. YouTube is getting funny with weed videos. I had one of my cartridge videos removed and given me a warning claiming I was selling because I included the link of the cart package. Interesting. Yeah, I've been trying to like limit how much weed stuff I do because I would love to honestly just sit here and advocate for cannabis all day long. But I've been trying to limit how much of my videos are just strictly about weed. And, you know, I'm still going to include some of it. I'm going to include other stuff too. I can't just be about weed, even though I would love that. Maybe I'll have a second channel for that. Zig, people are not here for drama. It's time to be nice. The world's fucked. We need good vibes. All right, I'll give you those. I got some good vibes for you. I got you. See you, Nemo. Thanks for being here, bro. Good to see you. I actually did see you because you posted a picture recently, looking for a ride out of wherever the hell you were at. And y'all, Nemo's got a channel, so go check out his channel too of his travels. There's some very strong opposition to weed out there. Yeah, there always has been, and it's, you know, it's getting less and less. I think I've even heard people who I know have had big issues with cannabis in the past because, you know, they're boomers and their time they grew up in have been changing their minds about it. You know, it's becoming less and less of a thing that really fucking matters to people. There's still the haters out there, and I think there always will be. I think there's some pretty big haters to alcohol, and I think there's some pretty big haters to eating meat, and I think there's pretty big haters to anything that we do. But that's irrelevant. We shouldn't be putting people in jail for it, and that's the bottom line. Nobody's a criminal just because they're smoking weed. You know, you don't deserve to lose your freedom for it. If everyone sat back, rolled a fatty, and put a little Bob Marley, the world would be a lot more peaceful. I think so. That's all Bob Marley wanted, and they shot him for it. Yeah, Paleo, I know, there's still a lot of opposition for weed. New Mexico just legalized, and there's a lot of people who didn't want it to legalize here. But I think it is still changing, you know. Bye, Nino. I'll be here next week, same bat time. I think it's weird if you don't smoke. For real. Although, like, I know some people when they smoke weed, they might throw up because they're allergic to pinene, and there's a lot of pinene in weed. I know people who smoke and get paranoid, and so they don't really enjoy it. I'm good with that. Just don't send me to jail for it, and I don't care if you smoke or not. I'm probably going to have more in common with you, though, if you smoke. Bills attract everyone who buys weed and many other things. Yeah, that's stupid. That's dumb. What state was that in, Paleo? See, and you know, same bat time, same bat channel. Yeah, some people can't process it properly. Yeah, and some people, like, I don't like drinking that much, dude. Like, people like to get drunk, right? That's cheap, it's common, it's socially acceptable. I don't really like drinking that much. But I don't like shame people who do. And some people don't like smoking that much. And they shouldn't be shaming people who do. You know, it's just, I'm not out hurting anybody. I'm not creating no victims. If I was creating a victim, then we could talk. People overdose on dabs or hashish and then they complain to the Senate in Colorado. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we could complain to the Senate about alcohol too, but it doesn't have anything to do with them being criminals or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not criminal behavior. And I don't even want them to regulate it, but that's beside the point. If we can stop them from taking people to jail for it in any state or in any country on the planet, I would appreciate that the most. The rest of it we can iron out. Stop putting people in jail. You're victimizing them, you're a thug, you're a bully, and you're ruining people's lives because they smoke some weed. Come on. Like, that's not what our government's about. That's not what it was supposed to be about. That's not America. That's not American. Like, stop it. Stop it. Maybe this will be age restricted because we're talking about weed. But that is, like, I'm so passionate about that. I've been to jail for cannabis before. We are putting people in jail for things they didn't hurt anybody. That's what prison's for. That's what jail is for people who are not able to function in our society without creating victims. So we separate them from society so the society isn't victimized. And we're doing this to people who haven't done that. Now, the government's victimizing people by putting them in jail with other people who victimize people. It's like so many different traumas wrapped up. It's very complex traumas that the government's doing to people. Stop putting people in jail for victimless crimes. That's how I feel. Also, changing rules on meds, requiring doctors to do an evaluation of the patient. If it's for medical cannabis, I don't know if it really even fucking matters anymore. Because since you can get it recreationally, you can get it medically. I don't even know why we have this line anymore. I know why some states do, because they haven't legalized recreationally. But once you legalize recreationally, the only thing the medical side does is make you not have to pay taxes. So maybe you can have more product on you, depending on the state. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just if you're medical, recreational, put a limit on it and let everyone have access to their cannabis. I don't even like the idea that there's a limit on it either, because who's to say how much cannabis you need to function every day and to self-treat? Like, there's no studies, there's nothing that says, here's the amount that you need. Yeah, some people under 21 and 18 need it for medical purposes. Fair fucking point, actually. Fair point. That's true. Maybe that's what we could use the medical market for, is for people that are underage. Or people that are mentally unfit to decide for themselves. I don't even know if that makes sense, but you could have them in some holistic, treatment facility where they use cannabis. Like, I've seen people with seizures and they rub that shit on their feet and it goes away, like, immediately. Yeah, the rich or well-to-do folks. You know what cracks me up about that, paleo, is in a state where it's been illegal, the people who have this happened in California, the very people who are advocating against the legalization of cannabis in California now run a pot farm and are making millions and millions of dollars off marijuana. Like, if these rich, well-to-do people were smart, they'd legalize cannabis and then just invest in it to exempt them from the taxes. Yeah, the taxes thing, I see. I mean, okay. I don't even think they should be taxing it either, but that's a whole other debate. But the medical market, I like the idea that it gives minors access. That's a really solid point. Legalization is the death of old school growers. Yeah, it is. It's the death of the black market growers, and unless they go get legal. One thing I can say about the black market growers throughout history is they were always pretty willing to do violence to protect their big crops. And just like anybody else that is selling something illegal, they're willing to do violence to protect their bottom line. So yeah, I hope it does kind of ruin them. I don't know if that's okay to say or whatever, but if it's just a guy in the backyard growing his own weed for his own personal use, that's cool. I don't care about him. But those big growers, every farm I ever worked on, the whole time it was black market, every one of them, the guy that ran the farm was a douchebag. Every single one of them. Never met a good pot farmer owner ever. And I've worked in the cannabis industry for a lot of my years, in the black market, in the legal market, and I've never met a big farm, like one of those big farms, the owner wasn't a complete tool. And people logged off because I said that, but I'm okay. I don't care. California, especially LA, is full of champagne socialists when it comes to the elites that live there. That's because most of our socialism in America goes to the elite. It doesn't go trickle down, right? Like, even our socialism doesn't trickle down. No, their kids are screwed up on it, didn't know what they were getting into. Yeah, I mean, I've. Bidwell, it's true. Yeah, you're right. I'm right, I guess. Yeah, like the. I've never met a grower that was a good person that cared about their trimmer or the trimmigrants that came through, like Murder Mountain. They made a whole ass documentary about people willing to do violence to protect their crops. So, if we take the risk of going to prison away from it, they won't have to do violence to protect their bottom line anymore. They won't have to. You just make it legal. And if those old school growers can't go legal for whatever reason, well, someone will fill their void. Someone will take over. And they can still do illegally. They can just mail out of state like most illegal growers do anyways. U.S. Postal Service is the biggest drug dealer in America. Ask me how I know. You ship your stuff like FedEx or UPS, they take ownership of that package, which means they're legally allowed to open that package without a warrant. USPS still needs that warrant, so most traffickers mail their shit double sealed in coffee or whatever, and fucking A. The U.S. Postal Service is the biggest drug dealer in America. They're a middleman. I'm pretty stoned, and that was the garlic cookies I just finished that bowl of, and I'm gonna put some Gorilla Glue in it now. Another thing about the weed here is the nugs are absolutely tiny, bro. Like, they are pathetic. They're like popcorn nugs. I would get a discount for nugs this size in Oregon because of how small they were, and every one of them. This is one of the bigger ones. That's disappointing. Come on, New Mexico, do better. I've met some good growers in my life. None of them grew in massive scale. One guy had like 20-ish plants at most. All were obsessed with getting their growing method or strains perfected. Those are the good growers. Your little guys, dude, they're just learning. They're like me on YouTube, but they're with their farms. I fucking love those guys because they're looking at the science, they're doing research, and if they were to have people come in and trim for them, they're going to give a fuck about their trimmers. It's the big guys I'm talking about. I mean, like I said, watch them documentary Murder Mountain. You'll see a little bit of what I've dealt with when I traveled and trimmed. How are you and the pups? Hey, what's up? It's Charissa? Me and the pups are doing fucking wonderful. The dogs are dirty all the time because we got that moon dust dirt out there at Nomad's Nest, and so they're just constantly covered in dust. But they're doing good. Miles, my little puppy, my tie-dye little puppy, his tie-dye is starting to wear off, and he's been digging in the garbage. And so I've had, he's going to have to get his learn on pretty soon. Carissa, oh, I was right, wasn't I? Eventually. I'm just saying there are really dark forces still trying to vastly impede cannabis rights. Keep an eye on it for sure. Yeah, there is. And even in states where it's legal, cannabis rights are impeded. Like, really, like, if I have more than the allotted amount of cannabis, I'm a felon. And I lose my rights to own a gun, and I lose my rights to vote. Those are the two ways we influence government, is by owning a firearm and voting. And they take those away from felons. And then they say, this is a felon, this is a felon, and this is a felon. They convince everyone else to call them felons, and then they take away their ability to influence government. It was not an accident. It was not an accident, and I can prove it because you can look at the statistics. They fucking enforced it primarily on minorities and the poor. Even though the rich and the dominant race in America, white people, commit crimes at the exact same rate, they enforce the drug war primarily on the poor and the minorities. And they take away the right to own a gun, and they take away the right to vote. So the poor and the minorities in our country don't have a way to influence government anymore. That was not an accident. That was by design. First, they tried it with alcohol. They totally tried it with alcohol, and then they realized all these white people are against it. All these white people want to drink, and then they did it to cannabis, and in order to do it to cannabis, they renamed it and they called it marijuana, and to make it sound Mexican, so racist people would be willing to be like, no, we need to outlaw this Mexican stuff. But the Mexican word for cannabis is mota, not marijuana. It's a made-up government word that we all use, but it was designed to make people more racist against weed. There's my rant. Gotta clear out my pipe. It's all clogged. Man, I could rant about that for hours. The fucking just dark, sinister shit we did to make this illegal to begin with. And what they've done to people. We've straight killed people. The drug wars killed people. Cops. It's killed Americans. It's put people in... It's made it illegal worldwide. The war on drugs has become a worldwide epidemic where we are literally killing people when they are just doing drugs. Like, Jesus. What's crack-lacking, Adele? Good to see you. Tracking buyers to identity opens up all kinds of surveillance stuff. I don't know how Colorado is, but I know in Washington State, they are ready to surveil the farms. There are literally cameras in every single farm that the government, the state government, has access to and can look at whenever they want. Every bit of weed is tracked. If they give any of their employees a sample, they have to track that and put it up there so it's leaving the building legally. Like, it's definitely Big Brother's watching you type of shit. Yeah, there's my political rant, Adele. I get on political rants sometimes. I'm not a big fan of the government, or at least not the big government, because the big government never has helped anyone ever. They say they do, but they don't. Have you looked into the Contra Wars and the Ricky Ross situation that happened? Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I've definitely looked into that. Why they don't want us to get stoned? Sierra Madre Med-Rec is a new dispensary in Taos. Supposed to be an improvement over others, like a small shop very recently opened. It's Sierra Mother Med-Rec. Alright, I have done the cannabis co-op. I did Oso, and I think I did one more, but I know there's one or two I haven't tried yet, so I'm gonna go check it out. The market here that I've seen so far has been expensive. For the quality isn't as good, and maybe that's the experience I'll have at Sierra Madre. I really like going up to Fort Garland, and Fort Garland's got a pretty good dispensary there. Tie-Dye Pup is at that troublemaker stage. I have fostered and raised many pups on the stage, definitely a terrible twos of puppyhood. Yeah, Zag went through it. Miles is going through it. Miles has been working on his training, but he's also a very skittish dog. So, I can't, Zag's not skittish, and she's got pretty tough skin. So when she gets bad dog, she takes it in stride. Whereas Miles, gets offended for 2 hours and will just leave me alone if he does something wrong. So, don't you love Big Pharma and the tight grip they hold over government? That's not just the only thing that has a tight hold over the government. Big Pharma ought to really love the idea of cannabis in their medicine. Just saying. If Big Pharma got into cannabis, let them lobby in favor of it, for fuck's sake. Maybe they could come out with some cannabis pill for people that don't want to smoke or something. I don't know. They've got a lot of money. They can help our cause. And they can make billions off of weed, just like other people are making billions off of weed. It's oh, Big Pharma, here's a completely untapped market that you could tap into with all your money, research, and technology, and better the life of people who are suffering or sick. And Big Pharma's nah. Fucking dumb business move. Until Monsanto. You know why I'm not worried about Monsanto getting a hold of it or somebody that ruins it? It's because I can still grow weed at home. It's a fucking plant. I can grow it at home. If I can't grow an Xbox at home, so I have to go to Walmart to get my Xbox or Amazon to get my Xbox, Microsoft to get my Xbox. I can't grow a Samsung phone at home, so I gotta go to Verizon to get my phone. I can grow weed. I don't have to go to Monsanto. I don't have to go to the Walmart of weed. I can grow my own. It's funny how vastly different the personalities are, just like people. The personalities, what am I missing? Oh, the dogs. Yeah. Yeah, they do have very different personalities. But Zag and Miles do, like, they play together, and they're, you know, the older Miles gets, the more Zag likes him, because she just doesn't like puppies. She's a grumpy ass dog when it comes to puppies. Because she's little, and puppies are usually like in your face, and they're bigger than her, and so she doesn't like them. But she, Miles is growing on her. They're playing pretty good together. I think each Big Pharma synthetic weed pill is something like $18 to $25 per pill. And I feel like that's a great way for people to access cannabis who might have, I don't know, some moral issue with it, or some like ignorant issue with it, because they were raised thinking that weed is bad. But if they've been hearing all this stuff about cannabis, this, CBD, that, and then this doctor's like, well, you don't have to go smoke cannabis, you don't have to go eat a brownie, but we have this pill. People who are comfortable taking pills and are hearing this from their physician, maybe that's a great way to introduce that healing benefit into their lives. I can't shame it. I'm never going to shame pills, because there's always an appropriate time for chemical medications. I went to school for psychology, so I know that there's an appropriate time for chemical medications. I'll never shame people for using them. And if this is another tool that we can use to better people's lives who otherwise wouldn't use weed, I hope that they do have access to it. I really do. And I know that's a bit expensive, $18.25 a pill, but their insurance covers it. That's why medical stuff is so expensive anyways. It's not Big Pharma, bro. It's the insurance companies. They dictate the prices. They're the ones, they got all the money. And why do you think Obamacare was a thing? They wanted everyone to have insurance, because the insurance, like, the government wanted to get involved with insurance, because they've got all the money, bro. Especially medical insurance. Everyone's going to need, medical care at some point in their lives. Everybody, because we're not immortal. So if the government can get a slice of that fucking pie, they're gonna. Hey Amanda, that's a pretty random tube you got there. Thanks for joining the circle. I'd pass it to you, but you're gonna have to smoke your own. Big Pharma can't patent cannabis stuff, they hate it and bear false witness to it and all that. But you know who did patent cannabis stuff? The U.S. government. Just saying. So you'd think that Big Pharma could get behind it. And you can look that up. The U.S. government has patents on cannabis stuff. Finally convinced my dad, 75 years young, to look into CBD, who's starting to understand. That's great. That's absolutely wonderful. Because CBD is another access to cannabis for people who don't want to get stoned. Like, they're not looking to get high. They're not looking to be, like, lazy on the couch or whatever. But they can still get the benefits of it, right? Like, maybe they have appetite issues or pain issues, and CBD can help with that. I call it diet weed because you don't get stoned. But I have had some CBD weed that had some really, really, really high terpenes in it. They bred their terpenes really, really high, like limonene and pionine. There's a bunch of other ones. I used to know more of them. But anyways, those are the two I look for. And it wasn't like I got stoned from the CBD flower, but it was close. Like, I felt euphoria. It tasted amazing. I got the munchies. Things that cannabis does to me without the foggy headedness and the stony feeling. So it's great that that's even an option. Obamacare screwed over so many people with that. Yeah, Joyce. So, like, at the time, I was in the military. I was middle class, and I had insurance, thankfully, and I was exempt from Obamacare, and then my sister was not. And her, like, copays for her meds went from, like, $10 to $150 something because of Obamacare. Like, they're just, anytime the government gets involved with something, they're inefficient, so they don't do anything well. Like, they don't do anything efficiently because they have no incentive to be efficient. No incentive whatsoever to be efficient. The private sector has an incentive to be efficient. They profit. They're trying to make money. And if they're inefficient or they piss people off, people stop buying their product and they go out of business. Happens all the time. But the government, we don't vote with our dollars when it comes to them. And if they get involved in every slice of the pie, Like, they can just dictate the prices, they can dictate what you have to buy, everything, and then it makes it more expensive. College is a great example of that. Once they started doing subsidized loans for college, government subsidies for college, the price of education just went sky high because the government got involved. Healthcare is the same way too. Back in the day, a peasant could afford to have a doctor come to your house and check out your sick kid on his bed. Can't afford that anymore for a fucking doctor to come to your home? No fucking way. No, you're taking that kid to the hospital because the government got so involved with healthcare that they made it expensive. And like, granted, the doctors back then would have been like, he's got ghosts in his blood. You should probably do some mercury about it and cocaine. But, still, I stand by what I'm saying. There are other substances that Big Pharma has done this too, so you would have to buy their patented alternatives like quinine. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Scariest words in the English language is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Hey, what's up, Bear? How you doing, man? When you coming through? Did you get your RV yet? I got a new generator, bro. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I don't know if you had heard that yet. But good to see you, Bear. Good to see your screen name. They even screwed people over with Medi-Cal. Before the current system, all you have to do is call a doctor's office and ask them to take Medi-Cal. Now you have to go through the list of HMOs. Yeah, see, like, it really sucks for people trying to get like mental health care too. Because when you're trying to get mental health care and then the government makes you jump through all these fucking hoops to get mental health care, it's like being traumatized twice. Like, you need help, but to get help, you have to do things that you're mentally not capable of doing. And so in order to get the help, you have to get traumatized to get, it's just a mess. Coming through on the first, fucking A. You'll have to hit me up on like Facebook or whatever, or get my number from Spider and Shannon. And I'll show you where I'm at, bro. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? Good to see ya. Good to see everyone here. I'm just sitting outside this restaurant in Tres Piedras, New Mexico, because this is the closest spot that has signal. And I just got done smoking some Gorilla Glue. Or no, I smoked some sour garlic cookies, and now I switched to Gorilla Glue because I don't know, want something else in my pipe. That's a thing. I'm glad you saw that video, Bear. I was pretty stoked to get that fucking generator. It's been a game changer too. I've got like some power tools that I can now plug in because they're like with a cord. So like, I don't have any battery operated tools yet, so I've got to use power, and it's a game changer. Now I can clear sage and shit with it. What's up, David? How you doing? Aliens, take me to your dealer. But I think I would like to do a video. First, I'm going to do a video about my neighbor, David, this old guy with a bad hip who needs a new wheelbarrow. And then I'm going to do a video about the market in New Mexico compared to the cannabis market in Colorado, because it is a big, vast difference. What's Amanda, were you able to fix your door? No, not yet. It's pretty fucked. I might need to just buy a new one, which is turning into a bigger challenge than I thought, because not all of those RV doors are like one size fits all. So maybe I could figure out a way to like just build my own damn door. Might have to do something like that. But the medical system regulates you to these mental health clinics, where in SoCal they're government program run, or at least funded. I know that they have made it impossible to see private provider, pretty much. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, because they want their buddies to get the money. Aliens exist. They probably do. I'm not 100%, because there's no proof of it. There's not very much evidence of it. Very much. The evidence we do have is the fact that we've discovered planets around almost every single star out there. So it seems like there's just a lot of possibilities. And Murphy's Law. What can happen will happen. If there's that many planets out there, we're not that special, bro. And we keep learning that in science. We keep learning that we're not that goddamn special. We used to think we were the center of the universe. Well, it turns out we're fucking not the center of the universe. We're not even the center of our. I mean, some of you might be the center of your universe, but we're not that special. And that's what science keeps showing us. So that's what we're going to find out one day when we discover that there's aliens, that we're just a small cog in a big machine. Quinine is great stuff. It's a natural form, its synthetic versions are very harmful, breaks fever, stops cramping, also heart medicine, and not patentable. It's also, quinine's great in gin. Just saying. Happy Memorial Day weekend, Vlad. Appreciate that, dude. The patent for quinine's already owned, Adele. Have I thought about asking Spider for an RV door? I have not. I've almost... It'd probably be easier to get one from here because there's a couple of junkyards here with some RVs on them. I don't know if the door's going to fit or not. So, there's that. But, hey, thanks, Crystal. I'll look right now. Look at that. I got it. Aw, you're fucking awesome. Thank you so much, Crystal. She just sent me $30. You're an angel. So, yeah, Kelly sent me $10 earlier. I'm glad I live streamed today. And I'd be happy if I live streamed without the donations, but I don't have it pop up yet, right? Like when I hit 1,000 subscribers, all that stuff will be built into YouTube, but I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. I'm like 150, 170 short or something like that. I'll get there. But once those things are built in, everybody who donates to me will get their recognition, bing, pop up on the screen. And I would like to have that happen. So, because I want you guys to get the recognition. I want you guys to, like, get the shout out. So, it's really awesome. And if you wanted to be anonymous, I mean, that's cool too. I wonder if some people have wanted to be anonymous and then, like, I gave them a shout out and they were like, ah, damn. I don't know. So where is everyone else at? I know where some of you are. Like Adele, I know where you are. You're my Down Under follower. But where's everyone else at? Are you still in California, Bear? Vlad, are you doing anything for Memorial Day weekend? I have a memorial for some soldiers right here on my arm, actually. These 4 bands. Each one is for each one is for soldiers in my unit who took their own lives after we got home. And the first year we got home and everyone was fine, and then we had one, and then it was like one right after another. So that's what those bands are for. That's what I think about them on Memorial Day. You know, those are the guys I think about. And it is Memorial Day weekend, so hopefully everyone's got some fun plans, like barbecuing and stuff. You don't have to, you know, like people remembering my brothers and barbecuing. That's it right there. And if you don't have brothers like that, and that's not a memory you have, then go barbecue. Trust me, all of my guys who are now gone would want you guys to just have a day off where you get to fucking barbecue and hang out with your family or go get fucked up. Like, that's what we would have been doing. So don't feel any shame for not having those memories. Just go use this holiday as an excuse to get fucked up, because that's what we did in the infantry. We use this as an excuse to go get fucked up. Gotta go attend to the homestead, got hungry critters. I'm glad to see you smiling. I'll check in as soon as I'm back inside in case you're still streaming. Alright, Carissa, go take care of them babies. Adele people have been taking natural quinine for 150 years, so it is not patentable. They were able to discredit the performance of synthetic quinine. I've never looked into quinine that heavily, but I know a lot of quinine in your body can be harmful, just like anything else. Too much of anything is a bad thing. I'm working on an RV. Wish I could spend a day at the beach looking for rocks. Dude, Arizona has better rocks than most places I've ever been to. Like some of the best rock hounding areas I've ever seen. Although Oregon's got their state rock is the Oregon Thunder Egg, which is a geode, and those are pretty fun to go hunting for too. And crack them open like geodes. There's a geode bed not too far from Slabs actually, the Hauser geobeds, and Rabbit Side went there years ago, and the road to get back to where they went was like pretty treacherous, and they almost got stuck a couple times. But when they got back there, there's geodes just laying all over the ground. They picked up hundreds and hundreds of pounds of geodes, and we had so many geodes in our camp. Before they were Rabbit Side, we all stayed at Nightvale together, and our French drain was just geodes. So all our dishwater and stuff was going on crystals and stuff. It was pretty French drain, nicest French drain in the Slabs. So then they outlawed keening and made you buy their expensive patent drug for heart disease. So if you have heart problems, go drink tonic water. Yeah, I have tons of amazing rocks. I spent last winter in Quartzsite. Yeah, Quartzsite's probably the best spot I've found some cool ass rocks in Quartzsite. Like straight up stuff that's not even quartz. But my favorite piece of quartz I got in Quartzsite too, and it's a piece of clear quartz at the bottom, and it turns to blue quartz tip, like a point. My favorite little piece. It's tiny though. Hey Zig, my husband Jim says thank you for your service. He's a Vietnam combat vet. Well, tell your husband welcome home, because that was one stark difference between my generation and his. You know, the Vietnam veterans didn't get welcomed home, and when I got off the plane coming home from Iraq, we were in uniform coming home, and we got off the plane, and there was obviously, like, there was lines of people from the VFW American Legion to shake our hands when we got off the plane, saying just that, welcome home. And I know they were doing it because they didn't get it, you know. And so when post 9/11 veterans talk about, like, you know, we got welcomed home, you know, people said welcome when we got back, it was the Vietnam veterans doing it. It was them. They were the ones that welcomed my generation home. So tell him welcome home. Me too. I found a yellow piece of quartz. It's gonna be great when I polish it. Fucking A. Veterans. The bottle kids are awesome as usual, Bear. They're still chilling in Slabs, I think. Some of the bottle kids might have headed to Oregon because they have land out there in Oregon. Veterans Off-Grid is worth checking out. They build housing out here, Earthbag, if I'm not mistaken, and Earth ships in Carson, New Mexico. I will definitely check them out, because, yeah, it sounds like a fun project. UP, Michigan, Keweenaw Peninsula is awesome rock picking. Check out the Lake Superior shores. Agates, quartz, gold, and many other gemstones. Hey Vlad, I actually have a friend of mine that owns land on an island somewhere in the UP, so maybe one day I will get to go check that out. She just got out of the Navy, and that's where she's at now. Her and her boyfriend just showed up in her land at the UP, so she's bus living and stuff. When I stayed last year at Slab, the night we got drunk, a lot of the bottle kids were around, and they were not bad kids. I bought them a bag of snacks. Yeah, no, they're fucking awesome kids. They are just Slab kids, dude. And then the whole bottle kids video was them wanting to go smash bottles, and me, you know, one of the kids had already smashed a bottle on someone's camp, and it, you know, caused a little bit of drama. So I was like, okay, you guys want to go smash bottles? Let's go smash bottles, but we'll do it productively. And that's what we did. We went where no one was living. We went, you know, they cleaned up all their bottle stuff, like, in the road, and, like, they are good kids. But that goes to show what I was talking about earlier, how, like, the controversial videos are the ones that get all the clicks, and, you know, the happy-go-lucky shit, not so much. let you know. I will let you know, Vlad. If I'm up in that area, I will definitely hit you up. It will probably be a year at least before maybe next summer if I go to the UP. It seems like summer is so short, and I want to do so much every summer, and there's not enough time or money to do everything. So that seems to be how it is. But I don't know what next year is gonna bring. So we'll see. Hi, Laz. I know you. How are you? I saw you earlier. Laz watching my live stream. Laz works at this restaurant that I sit outside of when I do my live streams. Because the signal here, whatever cell tower I'm bouncing off of right now, is better than it is over at my spot. So I can't actually live stream from my land until I get SpaceX or something. You know, once my land comes into 2022, I'll have to drive into town to live stream. But yeah, I will let you know, Vlad, if I'm at the UP. Like I was saying, like I've been wanting to go to the UP for a long time. In fact, the year COVID hit, I was on my way to Yellowstone because I've never been to Yellowstone, and from there I was going to the UP because I've never been to the UP. But then COVID hit and shut everything down and screwed up my plans, so I went and bought land instead. So I guess, you know, that's what they say. Man plans and the universe laughs. And that's what I did, is I planned and the universe laughed at me, and here I am. Still haven't been to the UP, still have never been to Yellowstone. Like, I've been to so many national parks, but Yellowstone is one of the ones I've never been to. And I've always wanted to go to. Like, I've been to almost all the other ones. And that's the only big one I haven't been to. Hey, Chris, you caught me at the tail end. You got me for like another 15 minutes or so. Yay. How's everyone doing today on this Memorial Day weekend? I want to go find some Montana agate this summer. Yellowstone River is nice agates too. You know, I've always wanted to go like rock hounding in Arkansas, because Arkansas has like diamonds all over the place. It's a state rock is a diamond. So they have this state park that you can go to, and I think it's like $30, and you go out there with a shovel and a bucket, and you just dig in this like big mud field, and you can find diamonds of all different colors. I've always wanted to go to that one. Maybe I'll head your way in the winter. I love prospecting for gold and experiencing new places. Vlad, Arizona and Quartzsite is a great spot to prospect for gold. You mineral rights to the public, so if you're on public land and you find whatever you find, it's yours. It's pretty cool setup Arizona has, and Quartzsite's a good spot for it. In fact, the biggest nugget in Arizona ever found was in Quartzsite. There's a bunch of abandoned gold mines there, and people will get out in the woods and their off-grid vehicles in there, and they'll start prospecting. It's a pretty neat spot. All of Arizona is pretty good for prospecting, but UP, do you mean Upper Peninsula? Yeah, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, Adele. Sorry, I forget that there's people like from across the two ponds that we have, and they don't understand what us Americans are talking about. But UP is the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and they call it the Alaska of the lower 48 because it's so beautiful. Yeah. Try to go early season, it can be very crowded, that's true. Found over an ounce of gold in Quartzsite. I think I showed you some of the nugs. Yeah, see, and people are finding like gold. I don't know, that pays for itself too. I wouldn't mind getting into gold prospecting. I'm in the areas where I could probably find some quite often. I just, you know, it would be cool to have like a metal detector, and I would totally make that a thing. That'd be fun. I know people do gold panning and stuff. I've never done anything like that. I knew a guy that bought like into some gold, what are they called, like where you buy a gold plot or some shit where you're allowed to mine there and no one else is, where you can buy into it. And he had all this equipment to go find gold and was talking about, you know, how easy it was. So, you know, I've thought about getting into it before. I always want to go rock hunting. I need to get out more and go explore. Fucking A, go out into the woods and go look at rocks. Everyone always looks up when they're hiking. Look at the ground. Find yourself a pretty rock and take it home. And if it's not pretty, then paint it. Make it a memory. A claim, Vlad. He knows what he's talking about. Just a sifter and a 5-gallon bucket. You can find nugs. Yeah, I knew a guy that bought into a mining claim, and so there was claims all over the country he was allowed to go to and hang out at. So. I am toking on some Gorilla Glue. I was toking on some, what was it? It was sour garlic cookie, like sour diesel. Apparently get GMO and cookies, obviously Girl Scout cookies, and now I'm doing Gorilla Glue. Yeah, Obsidian Oregon's pretty cool. One of the biggest obsidian flows in America, I think, is at Paulina State Park, or it's a national park. But there's an obsidian flow right there. And there's a Paulina Lake, and there's East Lake, and there's a big ass obsidian flow. And it's like, obsidian's really fascinating actually, because did you know geologists can look at obsidian and look at like how it's made and the elements that are inside of it and tell you exactly which lava flow it came from, which means that when we find artifacts from Native Americans like arrowheads and tools made out of obsidian, they could identify which obsidian flow it came from, where it was harvested from. And they have found things from the East Coast with natives on the West Coast and vice versa. Obsidian from the West Coast they found with natives on the East Coast, which means that the natives had trade routes. That's evidence that the natives had trade routes going in between like the whole country, which I thought was super fascinating. And they figured that out by identifying where obsidian, like which flow it came from. Yeah, Davis Creek Glass Butte. So there's a Glass Butte outside of Bend, Oregon, and you can find tons of obsidian there too. Gonna fire up a lava cake joint. Man, those things, I like it when it's been like dipped in wax and keef and shit. Stuff's awesome. Yeah, people like their perps. I like perps because they're almost always an indica. Newberry Crater has a bunch, but you can't take from there. You can't take from Paulina Lake either. You're not supposed to. But, you know, people always do. But if you go to Glass Butte, which is just east of Oregon on the way to Burns, Oregon, on Highway 20, which obviously, that Highway 20 is like the longest highway in America, runs right through Bend, and just like an hour and a half outside of Bend is a butte called Glass Butte. And it's on private property, but they don't care if people are up there rock hounding for obsidian. They've never said anything, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, you're not. It's too bad that you. I mean, it'd be nice to have a couple of chunks from like Newberry and then like Paulina and all of the different spots where you can get it. Mile marker 77 between Bend and Burns. Yeah, you know your shit, don't you? I mean, I knew it was out that way about an hour and a half. Apparently 77 miles. That's funny. Like that's where I grew up, man. It was in Bend. It's my stomping grounds. And there's also some petroglyphs on the way to John Day. The oldest artifact of humans ever found was at the Fort Rock, which is east of Bend, southeast of Bend. Oh, is it BLM? I thought it was private land because there's a fence there. I had to hop to get to it. I didn't know it was BLM. I know I've seen some I learned about that place because I was in the military and I was on my way to Burns in uniform, and some hitchhiker was sitting there with a sign that said Glass Butte. And I was like, where the fuck is Glass Butte? And I've done that drive so many times, I had no idea until I took that guy out there and just dropped him off on the highway. And then I went back a couple years later. I don't. Maybe there's native land out there. I wasn't. I think that the only reservation I know of is north in Warm Springs Reservation. Oh yeah, BLM in Oregon, Washington is just everywhere. It's Nevada actually has more public land than any other state, but Eastern Oregon has tons of BLM. Oregon has a bunch of public lands, and they don't. In Washington, they put gates on that shit too. Like I remember going out north of Seattle and like northeast of Seattle a little bit, and then comparing it to Oregon because the climates were so similar. But every Forest Service road I found had a gate on it, which is tyranny. God damn it. 250 pounds a year. That's a lot for me, but I guess it prevents people from like, taking 8 tons and selling it courtside. Oh, you guys got me for 5 more minutes. Got me for 5 more minutes. Then I go home, I check on the dogs, and probably clear out some sage. I need to move my RV around a little bit to put it in a better spot. So might end up doing that today too, on this beautiful Memorial Day weekend. So I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you hanging out and smoking with me. Look forward to my next video, which I'm going to be doing on my neighbor David. My watch time, Chad, is doing pretty good. I need like 400 more hours of watch time, and when now I'm ahead on my watch time and a little bit behind on my subscribers. This whole time, if you looked at the two gauges, it was like my watch time and my subscribers were kind of even, and then my subscribers went up, but my watch time didn't, and then my watch time started growing, and now my watch time's ahead of my subscribers. I will get there. It just, won't happen tomorrow. But subscribers need 1,000, and it slowed down a little bit, but that's okay. That 250 includes everywhere in the country. Oh, I didn't know that. That's silly. How are they gonna... Whatever. What if I have 251 and they send in the feds after me? I'll just have to say my dog found it. I didn't find it. My dog did. My dog dug it up. Dog's got 250 pounds too, right? We need Taco Tuesday live. When I go back to Slabs, you'll get Taco Tuesday. Maybe Mac could do Taco Tuesday. Maybe that's something he could do. He's there. Pretty soon Mac will be here though, so I'm looking forward to seeing him. I've seen Oregonians winching boulders out of the lace pits and big ass stoves and that glass butte. Yeah, us Oregonians, we're a weird bunch. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's like bad etiquette with rock hunting or not, but Oregonians, like, there's two different types. There's the I-5 corridor, which they're all city folks, and then there's Eastern Oregon, and it's very rural country out there, except for Bend, which when I was growing up, Bend was like kind of rural, but now it's not. It lost that. Bye, Adele. Glad to have you here. Y'all got me for like 1 more minute, and then I'm out of here. But yeah, look forward to my video of my neighbor David. He's this old guy with a bad hip that's been living out here off-grid on the mesa for 20 years. Still buys a newspaper, and I don't know. I feel like the guy's just stopped getting technology in 1992, and I don't think he realizes they have two wheelbarrows now, and his wheelbarrow knocked his ass over. So I'm gonna do a little video about him and interview him about what it's like living out here. They bust you when you go over the limit? Damn, that's hardcore. It's the 6th biggest city in Oregon. Well, not when I was growing up there, goddammit. It was like 30. Bend was smaller than what Redmond is now. when I grew up there. It was like 30,000 people in Bend. And then now it's like 150,000. It's silly. It's fucking silly. I haven't been back in years, actually. I may have picked up a couple pieces. Good for you. See you, Vlad. Take care of yourself, man. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. And as always, miles of smiles.